Play action fakes into MaxxX's zone. Yes, touchdown. Hi, and welcome to Geno's Picks, where after a perfect 4-0 championship week, Daddy has crawled back into the black at 46-40 and 53%, and looking forward to the week where he really shines, betting on the shines. Don't believe me? Over the past 12 years, Daddy is well over 70% against the spread, picking the team and the totals. And why wouldn't he be? After spending the better part of the past 5 months putting the ice in ice cold and getting all of the losers out of my system. And to my credit, the pictures I show of the losers aren't photoshopped to make them more likable. Now that we got that out of the way, let's make like ice and take 5 random shots at a guy that used to live in Minnesota. Because that fucker's dead.
No.
My first pick, the coin toss. How many different ways can I break down the simplest and silliest bet you will make all year? The coin toss. I mean, could it be any easier? They stick a tiny thing right in your face, and you decide if you want the top or the bottom. Pretty much exactly like they did at parties on Epstein Island. Of course, the goal Sunday is to take the Chrome Trophy when the clock expires, as opposed to taking the adrenochrome when the child does. I'm not suicidal. And while you chase your tail, thinking any head will roll as a result of those 3 million pages, allow me to tell you a simple fact that will cut your time by 1 million. Seattle has been to 3 Super Bowls. Seattle has won 3 coin tosses, and that coin toss came up 3 times. Go with the facts, kids, not the Epsteins, kids. Hey, fuck them. Go Tails. My next pick, Garrett knows this one. The over-under on the national anthem by Charlie Puth, I don't have a list, is 120.5 or 2 minutes. This shouldn't be too difficult considering what Charlie Puth is known for. Nothing, which is why I had to look it up. Turns out the guy plays the piano. Please, the only person that has ever entertained me with what he does with the piano is Wile E. Coyote.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
And thank you, baby. And the only way this is going under 2 minutes is if this dude's piano falls on him too. Seriously, everyone has to remember the last 2 piano players, Alicia Keys and Lady Gaga. Although some people say Gaga brought an organ up there with her. And they both went over. Why would this be any different? Jimmy's here. Just trust me. Take the over in this one, and I promise when you're finished and when he's finished, you'll be grinning from ear to ear.
Ear to breer.
Ear to breer. Under 2 minutes. Take it. My next pick, the prop bet. Over under on Drake May rushing yards, 37.5. Unless this is a typo, and the 37 was supposed to say his, and the 0.5 was supposed to say life, it's a terrible mistake because he will be running for his life. There's no way May will get very far against the Seattle front line that will push around Mays' front 5. To put it to you simply, if our Patriot front line 250 years ago was as weak as the Patriot front line will be Sunday, instead of watching this eating pizza and beer, we'd be enjoying it over tea and crumpets. Give me the under on 37.5 rushing yards for Drake May. Brings me to the 2 biggies. Seattle is laying 4.5 to the Patriots in Santa Clara. As I have been saying for the past 2 weeks, I love the Seahawks in this game for so many reasons. The main one being my ginger, Sam Darnold, who since taking over the starting gig for the Panthers in November of 2022, has the most games with a passer rating of over 100 and the most wins of any QB in the NFL. On the other side, you have Drake May, whose list of QBs he's beaten this season doesn't even have a combined passer rating of 100. Not to mention, May actually lost the game to Geno Smith. Although maybe I should give him credit here, because losing 1 game to Geno Smith may actually be harder than winning 14 in 1 season, let alone twice, like Darnold has done the past 2 years. And the latest reason the media has given you to worry about betting Seattle was this leaked social media video of star rookie Nick Emanwari, limping to his hotel room on Wednesday night. Please, it's BS. Look, I'm a Charger fan. I think we have one of the best in the business in Derwin James. But Nick Emanwari of Seattle is probably the best safety in the league, which is amazing because a 6'3", 220-pound black man running at you is seldom equated with safety. Thank you, Steve. Trust me, he was acting. The only person limping at that hotel is the hooker leaving his room Thursday morning. Eamon is an amazing athlete who plays in more positions than that limping hooker. And he would play this game on one leg if he had to. Well, look at this specimen, 2 of his 3 legs. You get it? His dick, Jimmy. And it's going to go up. That line's going to go up. So I would take it now while a Minnesota flashbang protester can count the line on one hand, 4.5. Give me the Seahawks, and I'll lay those points. Finally, the over-under on this game is 45.5, also known as the Biden presidency. I cannot see this game going over, as Seattle's defense is like nothing the Patriots' offense has ever seen while beating on terrible opponents. I'm not saying their offense is generic, but the last time New England was associated with anything original, it was one of 12 other colonies. My brother's a history teacher. He's going to love this. Seattle's defense is the best in the league. And as I've said before, the Patriots will not play well from behind. They will get off to a slow start and have an even slower finish. Not like I did the other night, baby. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Baby.
That was so good.
Give me the under 45.5. Let's enjoy the Super Bowl. Let's enjoy the now. Let's enjoy the Super Bowl.
Oh. Embarrassing.
There you go. Now you can hear me. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I might have to bounce to my camera mic because lately my good mic, whatever the hookup is fucking, and maybe it's got a maybe the input isn't good enough, but his input is always good enough. MAXXX loads. Am I right, everybody? Yo, MAXXX loads.
Oh, what an introduction. Yeah, I might as well just get it out of the way right now, Gene. I went and picked up. So on Monday, we had to put our Dots and Chloe down. So today I went and picked up the ashes, and they actually had paw and nose prints. So, but I consider the people in the chat friends, if not good acquaintances. I also got JX's JX2's hot sauce today and used it on my eggs.
Yeah.
I don't know what Garrett eats. Steve was right. That's hot. It's hot. It's spicy. It's hot.
It's quite hot. It's habanero.
Yeah.
It's habanero.
This is
that sucks about Chloe. I was a mess. I didn't even call you that day because I didn't even want to bother you with it, and I didn't even want to fucking bring it up. You know what I mean? This is
the AK it happened. 16 and a half years. I mean, 16 and a half years, and it was a great run. This is also I've also run out of bourbon, so I have to stop and pick some up. I guess some Ezra pounds or whatever.
Oh yeah. Hold on, I'm fucking.
At any rate, but it's good to have Johnny Claire back. Lovely.
Yeah, he did a Fallujah joke or something. Did you like? Does this help, Peter? I'm sorry to hear that. All dogs are important. Thank you, Studs. Peter,
now we have Nola B, our daughter's blue tick coonhound in the house. If you wonder what that is, it's the Tennessee Volunteers mascot, Smokey. She looks exactly like that.
As opposed to what Pete has running around the house 24/7, a poon hound. And that leaves other things smoking. Am I right, Pete? Pete?
Amazing. Amazing.
If you didn't see that coming, you really, I understand. Pete, you got your mind's a lot of other places, but you went coonhound. You went like, I could have gone 9 ways with that.
Yeah, so why would I ever think poonhound? Why would anybody think that unless you have mental problems? Okay? I thought you'd
okay. Your running mate's a poonhound, Pete.
I understand. I understand that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And let me tell you, Loads has been known to drop something spicy on Maxine's eggs. Am I right, Pete?
I use some of JX2's hot sauce on my egg in the. I'm not even saying. What do you call it? Egg in the nest. Egg in the hole is what I call it. You make a hole in the bread, you put the egg in it, and you cook it. You don't make that, Gene?
Yeah.
So I put it on that.
Everyone's favorite pedophile, Pete Lou. Johnny Claire, Jesus, Pete. And by the way, to commiserate with you, and I mean Tony Kilgore, I remember him reaching out to me about that. He had a dog named Seven. You can imagine my fondness for anything with that name. He put him down 3 days short of 16. Yeah, not
like
trying to
I
be heavy,
said-
but that's another reason. Like, I lose my mind over that. Like I've said this. It's like it's one thing to be bad to your children. Okay, it's terrible, but I mean, like animals are just so innocent. That's why that Ricada guy is like, yeah, I was swinging and neglecting my children, and I locked my pug in the bathroom, and he never liked the dog. He's like, oh yeah, we went on vacation, and the people watching my dog, it got into poison. I'd be saying less. Yes, and the people that were watching my cat are filing charges against me because I stuffed their face into the poison they let my dog get into.
Well, here's the thing, like, Mongo is like, you never had to do that before. We never had to put a dog down. When we were kids, they all got hit by cars. Like, I know it might sound crazy to say, but they did. And he just came home and they're like, got bad news for you. The dog got hit by a car. I never saw it. You know what I mean? Didn't see it get hit. Didn't see the dead body. It was just the dog's gone. You get upset, but, this was unbelievable. I'll tell you what, everything is cracked up to be. It's as bad as they say. So at any rate, just putting that out there so we can move on to the Seahawks, who should, I'm going to say, if they should win this, it will be a great disappointment if they lose.
Peter, I'm going to tee this up for you. There's one team you need to be concerned with in this game, in my opinion. Who is it, Peter?
The Seahawks.
Nope.
Beating themselves.
Nope.
The officials?
Yes. I have 2 words for you, Peter, and it's a fact. Super Bowl fucking 40. Super Bowl 40. When the narrative was so important that Jerome Bettis go out a winner, that Jerome Bettis retire, whatever, that he fade off into the sunset, where I think he's got a bit part in that blazing rivalry gay thing, because he was always where for the first time and only time in history, a clipping call was called on a tackle by a quarterback.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
I'm not as worried about the officials. I mean, maybe they want to keep it. Maybe they want to keep it close.
That's what I'm worried about, Peter. I said take Seattle, lay the 4.5, and shout out to I said bet it now while the line can still be counted on a flashbang Minnesota protesters' hands. I said take that, and I think it goes under. But you know how the NFL is; they love at the end. They're like, oh, what was that? Was that a sack? No, there was what did they call on the Chargers that I'm not complaining about? I can never remember. Illegal contact, was that it? Oh, touchdown Seattle. No, we had an illegal man downfield. He was 2 yards past the line. This is the shit that goes on now that makes the NFL like the NBA. And again, the more people you have watching, and the real story we're going to get to is the halftime show, Peter, that you're going to explain to me and everyone. But the more people you have watching, and you have more people watching every year, well, we better fucking make sure those Super Bowl ads in the 4th quarter with 2 minutes left get it. And not that they would. Although, I remember in our younger days, remember when the Niners beat the piss out of Elway and the Broncos?
It seemed like when we were growing up, other than a few Super Bowls, they were all blowouts. Like, I remember Super Bowls just being blowouts.
Yeah. I mean, because one league was always more mismatched than the other. The Redskins, who'd they kill? Didn't they beat Denver too? They beat the shit out of somebody.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of Denver. It was a Timmy Smith game.
Super Bowl.
It was Timmy Smith and Quarterblack.
Yeah, that's such a great name. Let's check. Let's go to Wiki. List of Super Bowl champions. Here we go. Boom. Share this tab and say. Why are you not over here on the left where you belong? Because you're the star. Dick pic, not my dick. Don't need this. Don't need this. Let's go here. List of Super Bowl champions. All right. 35 to 10. Let's see how many were double digit. 1 out of 1. 2 out of 2. That was fixed. The Colts game was so fixed. We don't have time for that. But no. Okay. 3 out of 4. 3 out of 5. 4 out of 6. 5 out of 8.
What
10.
Super Bowl?
I don't know why I'm doing it. Why don't I just do this? Here's 1 within 1 score, 2 within 1 score, 3 within 1 score, 4 within 1 score. Okay, we get to Super Bowl 13. 8.
All right, here we go. Before you go on, the first Super Bowl I watched was Super Bowl 12. That's the first one I watched.
Denver and Dallas, right?
Yeah.
We watched that at Uncle Nate's.
Yes, and they got beat by 17.
Yeah, 27-10. So
Right, and
again,
that's
look, these are all blowouts. Look,
Right.
38-9, 38-16, 46-10, 39-20, 42-10. Ooh,
And I was
Niners Bengals, legendary comeback. The NFL got a taste of what it could be. Let's have another game like that. 55-10.
And that's what I was going to say.
55-10. Go on, Pete.
No, I was going to say the only ones I remember being close were San Francisco and Cincinnati, and then wide right. That was it.
Here we go. 55-10, 29 wide right. Bills. That game was closer than it looked. Redskins. No, I'm thinking of it. That wasn't. 52-17, awful. 30-13, awful. 49-20. We won't even talk about that one. We won't even talk about that one. Oh, I still watch that on replay. I'm like, I think we got it. Natron Means over the top. We're within 7. I think we can. Okay. 49-26, 27-17, 35-12. None of these are close till you get to 98. The Elway finally gets one. He wins back-to-back. Then he retires. Here you go. The legendary at the 1-yard line. Titans Rams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ravens blowout. God.
But Titans Rams, I mean, it ended good. Well, but what was the final in that? Nobody scored.
What's that?
Somebody asked, what do I think the best Super Bowl was? And you know what I'm going to pick? You know what I'm going to pick? Pittsburgh, Arizona.
That was like what's the most amazing play in that game, Peter?
I can't decide if it's the 99-yard run by Harrison.
It is.
Or no, look at the catch that won it. Santonio.
Peter, that's what I think. That's my point. I'm not saying you're wrong, but my point is exactly that. Of course, I'm looking at the catch that won it. Of course, that was an amazing play. But none of that matters if they can just push. Not Peter. It was not Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? It was not Darren Sproles. They had to push. Who was it? Lloyd, right? I always forget his name now.
The crazy. What's his name?
They had to push a 325-pound man out of bounds who had run 99 yards. And I'm saying it's just amazing to me what fucking Peter. I'm going to start taking stats to cancel it out. Who's the guy that caught the touchdown?
James Harrison.
No, yeah, Harrison. But who's the guy that caught the touchdown?
Santonio Holmes.
Santonio Holmes, that's what he's supposed to do. Okay?
Right.
And he made a play that watch, I'll put it this way. He made a play that maybe 10% of people will make in that situation. And I think that
I wonder what the
Lloyd made a play that 1% of linebackers are going to make. From the interception, getting through that mess to the end zone. Thank you, Doctor. Okay, I'm senile. Go on, Pete. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, I wonder what nowadays you would have the whatever it's called, the AMS chances of him making that catch statistic right there. Like the catch, oh my God, Tyler Lockett.
By the way, Pete, feel free to put the mic a little closer to those pretty lips of yours.
Oh my God. Yeah, how's that?
It's better, honestly. It's not bad. Peter, again, this is a guy that does 90% of his shows talking into his camera mic, and then someone says there's an echo, and I'm like, fuck. You know?
So, no, I just that's why, like, obviously my favorite Super Bowl was when Seattle beat Denver, and it was a laugher, and I just got to enjoy the day. Then the next day I cleared my driveway and thought I was going to die. And then the following Super Bowl, I guess a lot of people might say, was one of the best ones when the unthinkable happened at the 1-yard line. By the way, I was listening to some guy on Seattle radio, and that play has come up. The play we all know. The interception at the 1. I must have seen it 100 times this week. But one of the guys who does Seattle radio, sort of like Howard Eskin is here. He is that, out in Seattle. And they asked him about that play, and he said, there's no question you should throw the ball there. There is absolutely no question. He said, but you don't throw that play. And the play
everyone agrees with that. Well, there's no question it's not. I disagree with Eskin. And I chat with his son.
No, I didn't say Eskin. This is a guy from Seattle. He is like Seattle.
Okay.
And this guy, he said, here's what you should have done. And he said exactly what I said. It should have been a handoff to Lynch. You should have rolled Russell Wilson out, and you throw it to the back corner. That's the play. There's no question that should have been the play.
Peter, you're not allowed to say there's no question that should have been the play.
Well, I don't think there's any
You're allowed
question.
to say there's no question that's an infinitely smarter play than the one they called. But you're not allowed to say what should have been the play, Peter. Is that fair?
I'll say if you
That's
agree,
right. I'll say as well, Pete. Oh, you weren't you were saying what you'll say?
if you agree that throwing the ball was correct there, that's the first thing. And I do. With the time on the clock, you have a timeout left. I 100% agreeing that throwing the ball there was correct. So once you get that down, okay, then it's okay. Well, what should the play have been? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's it.
Peter, and that's fine, but you're not allowed to say what the play should
I'm
have
allowed
been.
to say whatever the fuck I want. Check the First Amendment.
Yes, I'm sorry,
Well,
Scott Jennings. I didn't mean to be the uppity little fucking liberal. Yeah, you're allowed to. But I think you're I think you're more intelligent than that. I think you're less arrogant than that. Okay, you're certainly allowed to say that wasn't the play, but because you're brainwashed by your boy Pete Carroll, you know you refuse to shit on.
I believe I thought that's the
No
play.
problem shitting on the blacks and the Jews, but God forbid Pete Carroll.
I actually, when I saw the play start, that's what I thought it was going to be. Because if you watch it, Marshawn Lynch actually sets up to Russell Wilson's right, and then in like pistol, and I'm like, here we go. And then he runs across in front of him, but there was no snap. He just ran across in front of him, set up on his left. I'm like, what are we doing here? Something's amiss. Oh, it's awful. But at any rate, we can move on. So some people would say that's the best Super Bowl. But I think even as, I don't know, I won't speak as a New England fan, but, you know, because maybe the best one for them was Brady's first one, where, again, crazy John Madden, who I see you've had on your show now, he was like,
John Madden was on the show. God, he's so legendary. I'm mad. That's not. And if you don't get it, my wife, she took a picture that might have been taken 2 days after he died. That's the one she used.
If you go back and watch that game, like John Madden's like, they're just going to kneel on the ball here and go to overtime because it was Tom Brady at the quarterback and he was a rookie or whatever. I'm like, that's stone cold effing ridiculous. But, you know, you still see people turtle up in the big spots now and head coaches with the calls they make.
Well, let's go a different way.
Oh, there you go.
Shout out Jacob Shedd.
I'll give him that.
Ricade and I both agree you should be proud when you get double-digit viewers since you almost never do. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. And are you coming on the 15th, Jacob? Because we will have a drink. I think you're fucking with me, but I hope you're not. Go on, Pete. What's up?
I forgot. Actually, yeah, Dr. OK10. That might be the one where that was ridiculous. That was, and by the way, what's his name? Shanahan, who's now head coach of the 49ers, has yet to win a Super Bowl, and that one he had, but he refused to hand the ball off.
This is why I tell people, if you have children, have Nick start coaching. Peter, you coach. Have Nick start coaching. Have Nick start coaching high school football. Just as whatever. Because I'm telling you. And what's that?
I can't speak for him, but he is probably, if he gets a job, going to coach something. It probably wouldn't be, probably either soccer or basketball, maybe track. You know,
he should follow in his uncle's footsteps and be a life coach, Peter.
Yes, a life coach. By the way, one of your favorite things, did I send you the clip? Marshawn Lynch and
the ginger one, or him saying fuck Pete Carroll for not giving me the ball.
No, the ginger one.
Soviet skunk. I'm sorry to hear that. I believe that. That's a shame. That's a shame. Go on. Now I don't even know. I wonder if that is a kid who was in 9th grade when I was teaching. I don't even know anymore. I'm terrified. I hope it was. Pete says the N-word before he brushes his teeth. It makes his teeth white. Oh, see, this is what we missed. I love
this
Johnny.
This is what we missed, Johnny Claire. What was I telling you? Oh, so I sent that to my son because he's a ginger, and when he finally watched it, he's like, I didn't watch it. What was it? So he watched it, and he's like, that has been all over the internet. He was pulling up all these videos of blacks being like, oh yeah, gingers are black. It's all over the place. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I didn't know.
All right, well, let's watch this. Now let's look at it a different way, if you don't mind. And let's just go to the more recent games. Okay, let's start at the bottom of the list, shall we? All right. Wow, look at this. So you got an Eagles blowout to start, as you know, which Geno's picks called. And by the way, I will point this out. If you follow Geno's picks, if you follow them, when it comes to the Super Bowl, like the team in the total, the past like 15 years, I've got to go back and look. But I'll look it up later today. I'd be amazed if I wasn't over 75%, maybe even 80%. You know,
Maxine knows. She knows. I showed her. It was unbelievable.
But and getting to that, here's my point. Getting back to the Nick thing, it's because it's what you said about Shanahan. That is the biggest fuck up. The biggest fuck up. I would argue. Like what fucking Pete Carroll did, what Seattle did, and we all agree, that's one play.
Right. One play.
Terrible outcome. That's one play.
Right.
What Shanahan did was fucking 20 minutes of backing, of snatching. It's the definition of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. But
coaching malpractice, as they say.
What's that?
Coaching malpractice, as they say.
I never heard that. Pete.
Yeah.
And Pete, so if we do that, and you know whose show I did the next day, and he was screaming louder than me, you cannot make this up, Kevin Brennan's podcast. I did it, I'll never forget. And he's screaming, and I'm like, this would be like if you asked me to do a gig, right? And I get a gig on the Tonight Show, and I'm doing it, and I'm killing, right? And then the last 3 minutes, I whip my dick out, I pissed on front of the stage, and I look at an 8-year-old girl, I'm like, did you want some? And then I leave. They're like, we are booking you on a 4-month tour. We're giving you a residency in Vegas. Wait, oh, thanks. And then I get up and I just take a shit on his desk. I'm like, awesome, awesome. But what? I mean, what did they say to fucking Shannon? The next day, he gets the best head coaching job in the business. You know what I mean? And what has he done since, Pete? What you said 20 minutes ago that led me on this little diatribe, zero.
Right. And I wonder if St. Ranger's not in here, but I wonder what their thoughts are on this. Simply as a Niners fan, when you look at what's there now, they got old and injured in a hurry. Kittle's in his 30s.
You know why, Peter? Why?
I don't know, because they trade everybody away for Trey Lance.
Peter, no.
Oh, what, the electrical plant?
Yes!
Oh, my God.
Yes! Not fake Kiki. I shit on a boss's desk once, but that's what he was paying me for. Yeah, it costs extra.
Had I known that was wrong. Had I known, I got complete ignorance.
Did I? I want you out of here by the end of the day. Now let's go. But that's why it's like, Nick, just get a job, because you work your way up, and head coach, they shuttle everyone around. And I know they had 10 head coaching vacancies, and I know no black people were hired because a black guy came in, and he literally, his resume is like, I can guarantee I'll win you. No, I don't want that. You're black. Like, no one is doing that. No one is doing that. And I did in one of my videos this year, I pointed out the past record of black head coaches, and only 3 have had records that are like over 55% winning percentage. One of them was my boy Anthony Lynn, Chargers.
By the way, since EMF, drug 10, EMF radiation effect.
I got to look this up. Go on, Pete.
I just want to put it, and we mentioned this. I don't know if you guys were talking about this yesterday. Oh, when you were doing the prop bets, I asked if there is a prop bet that there will be an emergency broadcast system interruption.
This is what I wanted to talk about. Like, you need to explain that as well.
No, so I'll explain it very simply.
Yes.
Very simply. Recently, that was mentioned because somebody was saying, I know I was joking, I know. But somebody was saying, if you look at the colors of the Super Bowl, they match the screen that goes up with the colored bars on it for the emergency broadcast.
I will share that. Please discuss while I bring it up, Doctor. Our boy, Dr. OK, sent me that so much. He sends me so much to unpack. But go on, big brother.
So I was just speculating at lunch last week with the big fella, if you were ever going to do that, because let's rewind it. After the election of 2020, for those of us who were deep down the rabbit hole, the shithole, whatever, one of the big rumors, or whatever you want to call it, theories, was that it all depends on the military. The military is going to take over. The emergency broadcast system is going to come on, and there will be an explanation of what's going on, right? So obviously for the first couple weeks, it's like, but it didn't happen. But now with the things that have gone on, the FBI raid in Georgia on the ballots, whatever you want to call the Epstein release, whatever happened with gold and silver overnight last weekend on a Thursday to Friday, the things you see happen in the Middle East, it's come up again, this whole emergency broadcast system thing. And I was simply saying the perfect timing for that would be at the 2-minute warning of the first half of the Super Bowl, because you are going to have everybody watching who watches football engaged at that point, and you're going to have the people who are just going to tune in for halftime starting to tune in at that point. So that's why I mentioned it. Like, if you were going to do it and you wanted to get most of the nation watching, and then they would immediately text everybody else, that would be the time to do it. So I was just curious, with all the goofy prop bets that are out there, if that was one of them. That's
Is
all.
it? Here you go.
I have no idea. Yeah, here we go.
It's a 2-minute video, but
By the way, I'm going to say I've been watching Super Bowl coverage on the NFL Network, and every graphic is done in those hideous colors. That goofy blue, pink, yellow. I don't even know if it's purple. It's almost hard to watch. It's difficult on the eyes. You can continue.
Of course. Well, of course, big brother. Here we go. Nope, I like it better this way. Here we go. If I may. Okay, let's hear some of this.
I can't hear any of it.
Can you hear it?
I can't hear it. I can't hear it.
Okay, talk to the MAXXX, Pete. My bad. Talk to them.
Yeah, so at any rate, Joey Dago mentions Q. Yes, that was big on the whole Q thing, that was going to happen. I'm sure the people who were deep into that you got to watch the water, which is another reason there's speculation something's going on, because we're hitting all those boats coming out of Venezuela, like watch the water, and we're sending Navy boats into near Iran. It's watch the water. We got
an inside man with Bob.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. I feel better about that. I just want, once Seattle wins this, it's Johnny Claire. I didn't say it was my theory. That's what's out there. That is absolutely what's out there, though.
By the way, Bob Van Patrice, this moment apparently it's going to be a party. Bob Van Patrice will be there on the 15th. He's coming up for the show, as will my boy Push-Ups, as will my buddy Jacob Shadow. I hope isn't fucking with me. They will all be here on the 15th. It's going to be fantastic. We got Keanu, we got me, we got Larry Bay. We've got Tojo, Tommy Jordan from the Dabbleverse. Incredible stuff. It's going to be a goddamn blast. But back to this lovely gentleman. Here we go.
Wait a second. I just want to, Johnny Claire, they're not saying it's going to be a military coup at all. What my understanding was, Trump will be working with the military to put things back in place and reinstate basically the Constitution, is how I read what's going to go on.
That's so vague to someone like me, Peter. What does that mean?
What is it? It means you had a stolen election in 2020, so you have to get back. You have to get back to the ideas of the Constitution, what the Constitution actually said. You know what I mean, and put things back in place. Johnny, I'm not saying there's not dumb people out there, smart people. I'm just saying some of the people are out there saying that. So yeah, it wouldn't be a coup, my understanding. It would just be more like, maybe, I don't even want to say martial law, but the military isn't coming here to tabernacle, okay? The military's not going to these little towns all over the country. It'll be going to the big cities that need to be righted and fixed. And it may be going to like Arizona, because we know that they have the wrong senator. 100%. We know 5 Senate elections were stolen. Smart ass, I got a lot of free time. And in those elections, Trump won the presidency by 6 or 7% of the vote, but then down ballot, they voted for a Democrat to be their senator. We know that's shady. Doesn't make any sense. So maybe they'd go into those states and set things right there, where the military would go in and they'd have a new election where the military oversees it, doesn't run it, oversees it, make sure it's done fairly. That's more what I was hearing. Not a coup where some general's running the country, though. This isn't going to be some sort of junta. You can play the thing. You can play the clip.
Please, Pete. There's a reason I put you like that because I want to focus because I get distracted.
Well, I love that. Is that a shot smart out?
What?
I'd love to be golfing. It's 7 degrees outside. I was finally clearing a path to my grill so I could grill something outside. And the snow was still 6 inches deep.
I guess you'll have to settle for drilling something inside. Am I right, Pete? My wife. Yeah. And let me tell you, that meat is raw after I'm done. It's the only time the meat's raw when I'm finished. Oh, that.
We will take drill out of the vocabulary.
And the meat's raw when you're finished. That was
Raw
really
meat.
good. That
Yeah,
was good.
Good stuff. I think she's
Look what
listening.
I can charge my car with this thing. That's going to be an experiment tonight. I'm very excited. I got
You
one of these.
better, your battery might be beyond. Your battery might be shot. That's what you got to. When did you get a new? When's the last time you got a
Yeah,
battery?
well, if that doesn't work, I'll have to get a new battery. But I don't think the battery's shot. I really don't. It died once ages ago, and it never died again. But it's like I said, I'm stupid. I bet everyone in the chat will be like, "Yeah, of course." Like while it was stuck, I would go in the car and start up just to make sure the battery didn't die. But I ran it once or half an hour because it was street cleaning, right? And then the next 3 or 4 times, I just ran it for like 5-10 minutes, and I think it took more charge to start it than I fucking charged it.
Well,
you know, so whatever. It might be all pattern.
Yeah, I'm sure there's people in the chat who know about cars. My understanding was that when you ran the car, the alternator sort of charged the battery.
Yeah.
To keep it charged. So what you did would have made sense. I'm not sure what goes on now. I'm not sure what
it would make sense if you ran it long enough to charge the battery. You know, but I think it takes and right now, people that know cars are like, what an idiot, which is fine by me. You know,
right.
I've got
that's exactly where I am.
Cars, Peter.
That's exactly where I am.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it.
All right, wait, what do you want to watch? Okay, we have 2 videos to watch, Peter, because I want to watch this one. Hold on. First, before the emergency broadcast system, let's give equal time to the electromagnetic theorists. Okay, Pete?
Sure.
Because I want to watch this.
Again, being addressed and on stage, the Super Bowl.
I think everyone around it, as you've seen with the players talking about it, everyone will want more data and want more feedback. So
at a Super Bowl press conference Tuesday morning, leaders from the NFL Players Association responded to a viral conspiracy theory. Could the electrical substation near the 49ers training facility and Levi Stadium be contributing to the team's injury woes?
Experts pretty universally, publicly said that there's nothing to be concerned about. We, of course, are monitoring that.
The expert said, is he talking about the EMF station or the vaccine injuries, Peter? What's he talking about? Because the expert said that, right?
Just let it play.
Love
Jesus.
With the league, we've been in contact with our players.
Team owner Jed York also weighing in on Tuesday during his appearance on Up and Adams with Kay Adams.
Thanks now, smartass. Anyway.
At Super Bowl's Radio Row.
That's been there since 1987.
We're going there?
I thought you were playing.
I'm laughing at how stupid I am. And this exact, it's just, and I'm sorry, it's like, yeah, that's dumb. Like, this is smartass. He's not like surprised. He's just like, yeah, Gene, that's dumb.
Isn't he where it's
like,
more?
you're just stupid, but you know what you're smart about and what you're stupid about. Yeah, thanks, buddy. All right, back to this. I won't stop it again. I want to hear this.
We, of course, are monitoring that. We've been in contact with the league. We've been in contact with our players.
Team owner Jed York also weighing in on Tuesday during his appearance on Up and Adams with Kay Adams at Super Bowl's Radio Row.
That's been there since 1987.
We're going there, Jed? Okay.
That's been there since 1987. Jerry Rice was there.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to affect Jerry Rice. It seems like Jerry Rice can still play today.
But the stadium wasn't in the same spot. They didn't tear down the old candlestick and put up the new Levi, did they?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what he's saying. Like, is he saying that their practice field was always
and it hurt you, Powers, wouldn't you, Pete?
I think what he's saying is their practice facility was in the same place.
Oh.
I don't believe that's something that is a real issue.
The theory has been widely debunked by medical experts, including the NFL's chief medical officer, downplaying it just last Friday. We spoke with Dr. Drew Lansdowne, a sports medicine surgeon.
The chief medical officer of the NFL is the one that wanted them to be at least 90% vaccinated. Anyway.
At UCSF, who specializes
These are
in
people
knee, shoulder, and elbow injury.
Watch this, but COVID's over. I defy anyone with a brain that can think for themselves that hears three of those phrases, and I know I'm a little extra triggered. I put 3 G's. Oh, excuse me. I put 5 G's in it, which are the towers. Do you understand? But you hear all of it'd be 3 phrases in the past 82 seconds are like, now I don't trust them. Now I don't trust them. Am I wrong?
I'm not going to. No, you're not wrong. But
all right, let's go to it. The one tower that matters. So let's see. And shout out to our boy Smartass Al's, or actually it was Gabe who said, no, those are just the 4 main printer colors. That's why they made the logo that, but they didn't. And by the way, you ever do the deep dive on how the NFL really, when they started to monetize, the logo used to just be an L and an X.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to bring up the history of Super Bowl logos while we watch this young man.
Colors.
Yeah, it just used to be Super Bowl and then the Roman numeral. We get it. I don't need to see a history of when they
all the way to the
started
left.
effing
You
with
see
it.
the silver Lombardi trophy. It says Super Bowl. You have your yellow, then your light blue, which is the sky. You can see the green. Just look at it. And then the fuchsia, almost violet, pinkish color. You can see it in the trees. The red on the bridge here, and then the dark blue right above the bridge under the light blue, under those white clouds right there. Now, we all know that it's always symbolism inside of these type of images. Now, why would the Super Bowl logo this year have the same colors as the emergency broadcast system? Not to mention, ICE is going to be patrolling at the Super Bowl. So what is it that they know is coming that we don't know is coming? Not to mention, for those of you that follow me, you know we've been following all of the earthquakes from Levi. And it just so happens that this year's Super Bowl is at Levi Stadium. Now, ain't that a coincidence? Now, you're going to have to ask yourself this question. If something happens this Sunday at the Super Bowl, and especially if the emergency broadcast system just happens to go off. And that question is going to be, does time travel really exist? And did they already know that this was coming?
I got to tell you something. That was not the question I would ask.
No, the time travel part. What's that? I mean, he's right there with the, Trump's uncle got Tesla's notebooks and saw the time machine. I'm sure people have heard that, right? Not just me.
Oh, yeah.
Just me.
Oh, without a doubt.
Trump's uncle was the only person who could
the history of the
understand
Super Bowl logos, Pete. Look at that. They went from very, very generic, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, John's wrong. Super Bowl II was the first one. First one was nothing. And then we get a little rose.
I know.
Right?
Right. Keep going.
And then shit starts to hit. Look at this. Like, this is where they have the Lombardi trophy, and now it just keeps evolving.
Right. No, I mean,
thank you, Bob Fan of Patrice, Pete. Pete, will you come see your little brother and your biggest fan on the 15th? Thank you for the $5, Bob Fan of Patrice. That's so cute.
Yeah, the time travel stuff. I mean, and I heard all those things too. Trump's uncle was the only one who could understand. He was the first.
No, he was the first one to Tesla's hotel room before they fucking got there, and he
and
stole his time machine, right?
Well, he was a professor at some college, and he was the only one smart enough, so they gave it to him, and he's seen into the future. And then you can go look at the whole book. Come on, you know the book, Ingersoll. Somebody will name the book in the thing. Little Baron or something.
Yeah, The Adventures of Baron von Trump, right?
I think that's it. Yes, by Ingersoll Rand.
He says absolutely no correlation between high voltage substations and proximal health concerns. Free space loss is defined by the inverse square laws. Every time you double the distance, the received double the distance of the received radiation. Or to quote Homer Simpson when they said, we're just going to simulate a number 3 nuclear meltdown in the core reactor. What the hell are you talking about? More importantly, Pete, how about this? Since I'm taking things way too far, this will probably be the end of the series.
Oh my God.
Let me do this.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine.
Let me do this. Pete.
Holy shit. I can't hear it.
There's no sound, guys.
Johnny Claire, before we went on, I did put on the opening ceremonies for a bit. It was just the parade of countries. So then I flipped away because the Trash Company golf outing was the Phoenix Open. Waste Management is on, and I'd rather watch golf and watch sunshine than the Winter Olympics. So, I mean, somebody's already seen this.
Oh, Peter, I'm going to tell you right now, Pete. I watched the end of this. We will call it climax while I was rebooting it. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
And here we go. What'd I do? Here we go. Did it wrong. All right.
I still can't hear it. So
why can't you hear it now?
I can hear it.
Ooh.
Are you kidding me?
I really love Jackson Pete Dog. Best Big Brother ever.
Hold on, Pete. Talk to them. I've got to put that in the file. Hold on to do. Pete
You got to put it in the file.
Pete clips. Put it in the Pete clips. I've got how many Pete? How many Pete clips do you think I have?
I don't know. Oh my God. 25.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 Pete clips.
Oh my God.
I mean, who could forget everyone's favorite? I mean, that will never eclipse everyone's new favorite, Petey Blinders. Am I right, Pete?
PT Blinders, the Max Load story, featuring Maxine Loads.
That is unbelievable.
Oh, my Petey.
What, dude?
Well, there you have it, folks. By the way, Geno's still a flaming, limp-wristed homosexual.
Oh. Nothing is better than Pete on the ladder. Nothing is
Oh
better
my
than
God.
Pete on the ladder.
Yeah.
Nothing is better than you on the fucking ladder.
By the way, it is just too cold to go back out in the garage. I think it's like 20 degrees in the garage.
Oh my God. By the way, really quickly, we never got to this, and then we should cover some political shit. But it's so funny. We even make the what are the odds YouTube takes this smut down? We'll find out, studs. So look at this. So the blowout last year, right? I'll make it a little bigger. Control plus. All right. Oh, I made the wrong screen bigger because I'm a dope. Here we go. Control plus. All right. So you got the blowout, and you got a 3-point game. You got a 3-point game. You got a blowout. You got an 11-point game. You got a 10-point game. Maybe I'm wrong.
What was 31-9?
What's that?
What was 31-9?
31-9 was Bucks Chiefs. Remember
Okay.
Tom Brady? Daddy was on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say this. Maybe we're wrong. 13-3, 41-33.
What I was,
That's a one-score game. Jesus Christ. Look, since you're paid, we'll go back to the last time. You guys had a 4-point game. Then you had
the recent ones have been close.
But not according to that. They've been close. They haven't been blowouts, but look, that's a 12-point game. That's a field goal. 2 field goals. Then you got 3 consecutive field goal games. Yeah. I mean, that says a lot right there, Loads. Go on, Pete.
That's what I was saying. Growing up, I remember them all being blowouts. Yeah.
I love the easy street consigliere. Oh, it is fantastic. I wonder what he's doing for the game.
Probably watching, and there's nothing to do. Do you understand how cold it's supposed to be this weekend?
Here?
Yes, here. Negatives. No. I think Saturday, we're looking at Saturday or Sunday, it feels like negative. I mean, it's unbelievably cold. What do you watch? What do you pay attention to that you don't know that?
I mean, well, I don't worry about it's winter, Pete. I expect it to be cold. You know,
yeah.
I pay attention.
Here we go.
Snowed in. I didn't pay enough attention because I was as a 25-year New Yorker. I forget who I was. Oh, my buddy Ben. I had a couple drinks with my buddy Ben. He's like, well, when it snows like that, you know you have to shovel it immediately or it's going to turn to ice. And I go, yeah. Yeah, but I just got fucking lazy. I'm like, because I look at it snowing outside and I'm like, it's snowing outside. So I light up a cigar. I cuddle with the wife. I have a little whiskey.
Gene, yeah, everybody knows it's going to be cold. There's a difference between, a couple days in the mid-20s and 20 days where the temperature only gets above freezing twice. That's what we're looking at. Yes, on Saturday, 21 feels like -1. That's not normal. Sunday's going to warm up. It's going to feel like 3.
Dance Monkey says our boy Gobble Gobble. Love him.
Johnny, what time is the Super Bowl on in England time? It's 6:30 here. Is that 8 hours? Like, is that 2:30 in the morning there? I'm just curious.
Humor me. Well, I'm going to put on the opening ceremonies for a sec just to see what they're doing. But go on, Pete.
Why? Why would you? They shouldn't have them on Super Bowl week. Every sport.
What do you mean? They got to do something, big brother.
Yeah, Super Bowl week. Everything should defer to them. Who's watching that?
By the way, what's the big sport in Winter Olympics? Do we know? Hockey, right? Yeah.
Well, for us it's hockey. I think for other people it's the skiing events, figure skating.
We all know, and we should be gambling on it. And we got to look into that. And we got to put in our Super Bowl bets as long as we're on it. But we all know what's the best. What's the best fucking event, Peter?
In this Winter Olympics?
Yeah.
Short track speed skating.
No, but I'm going to say no. That's really good. But I would argue when you're in a bar, the funnest thing to watch, it's curling. It's curling without a doubt. You got people that played shuffleboard and shit. And bobsled, again, I'll give it to you, Easy Street. Fucking bobsled's great. But yeah, see, that's why. Look, EK and Faversham, thank you. Thank you. Well, this is why your running mate is carrying the thing in between laundering money to gamble with. But
look,
11:30 was the answer.
Wow. Kickoff is 11:30 England time.
Right.
Wow, that's cray-cray. No, I mean, okay, the curling. That is I don't even know what you want to call that. That somehow is an Olympic sport. People with brooms and bricks on ice.
No, that's an Olympic sport. Pete, I'll tell you something. That's more of an Olympic sport than fucking baseball or golf.
They're actual sports.
Yes, but there's something about the Olympics that when I look at it, it's like the lure of the Olympics. It's how they start. Obviously, the Summer Olympics, the marathon. That's the Olympics, okay? The decathlon. That's the Olympics. And I know one of them is throwing a giant ball, which I can't believe you never even got into at least that, right? Or what's the biathlon where you have to? I used to have a joke about it, and it's one of those jokes that it's not funny, but I laugh every time. What was a biathlon? What was that? Invented by an angry Norse woman who was fighting with her husband. She skied after him and shot after him. It's not that good a joke, but I love the
sports. They're fun to watch too. Anything that's out of the norm is fun to watch. By the way, Phoenix is one of the places in the country where the world isn't ending. It's beautiful. People are walking around in T-shirts and shorts, golfing.
You want to take this one, Pete? What's your record in the hammer throw, Pete?
Here we go.
Olympics are amateur. Regular people do these sports. Curling, yeah, they're great. And you can see some of these sports, like the biathlon in the winter. I mean, that's shit they did back then. You know what I mean? Curling is shit they did. There's a reason they're called stones. Because they used to fucking push stones and shit.
That's why in the Summer Olympics, I like the sports like team handball and all that. Oh, here we go. And all those goofy badminton. I know. I'm sorry. Yes, I did say cray. They used it in the cartoon the kids watched.
Why?
Oh, my God. Where they were at the camp. Oh. What is that? The cartoon with Mabel.
What do you mean? The Simpsons when it goes
Disney
from Mabel,
Channel.
I says Mabel.
No,
what?
It was on the Disney Channel, and the two kids went to live with their grunkle Stan, at the mystery spot, and they used cray cray. And now it's bothering me. I can't remember the name of that.
And here's the thing: curling is more of an Olympic event than snowboarding, because snowboarding didn't exist when they started the Olympics. So let me rephrase it. I think everything I just said. I think because like when I look at the Olympics, like I liked when they were all in the same year, every 4 years. I did, naturally.
That's because you're old. Yeah, I knew that. I know.
Cousin is getting into it. I fucking love this guy.
I should have never said it. I agree with. By the way, I agree with Johnny Claire about the dangerous. Since when is Korea? And I get it. Yes, they were sports. The alpine skiing. But if you want to tell me careening down a mountain on 2 pieces of wood, okay. Well, when you fall and get hurt, you don't put other people's lives in jeopardy. You got to get your ass off the mountain. You know what I mean? You figure it out.
Thank you, Gobble Gobble. It's winter. I expect it to be cold. Best fucking answer ever for it being February. It's the middle of the fucking winter. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind the cold. And speaking of snowboarding, Johnny Claire, I used to do some of that. I would vanish from here and go to where it's good cold.
Right, Johnny. He went careening down a mountain on a piece of wood. And if something had happened to him, it'd have been like, well,
As opposed to Maxine, who goes careening up and down his mountain on a piece of wood. Am I right, Pete? I mean, and she is screaming on the mountain. Pete, you didn't have to add to it, Pete.
And then people like him would be you get hurt playing basketball or softball. Yeah, but the people who come rescue me walk out onto a court or a field in very safe conditions and take me to the hospital. They're not helicoptered the F in, all right, and putting their own lives in danger. Stop it. Yeah. It's silly.
I love J-Ham. Search and rescue should be 100% voluntary. Stop using my taxes to save retards.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, J-Ham. Thank you.
What did Smartass put that he put was too wordy?
I don't know.
I think too wordy. I thought he was asking, with the mountain and stuff. Yeah, I panicked. I rushed it. I think he's talking about that. I couldn't agree more. By the way,
EK, I heard that one
in the opening things who's send me luck. What is this? Some woman's miming right now, Peter. Some woman's doing a mime thing on the stage. Hot Italian.
I don't care.